A lot of people are pissed that we're doing this kind of stuff because we're literally exposing a lot of things that some tuners either A, don't know about, or B, don't want you to know about.
This sounds ridiculous!
Excuse me, I am camera shy. I don't normally do this. Eric's gone today. So, I'm going to be doing the Bradenton first like we stated. Slowly but surely getting there. I'm going to take the clutch out. Once I get the clutch apart, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the transmission once it's out. And then we'll show you which gear is the Bradenton gear. And once you guys take the clutch out and you're getting ready to take the transmission housing out, you have to come over here and pull off the front sprocket, as well as pull off this clip that sits on the gear shift indicator or gear shifter, so you can pull the transmission out. Otherwise, you're just gonna keep yanking on the transmission and it's never gonna come out. So once the front sprocket is off and that clip is off, now come over to this side. Once all these bolts are out, let's hope we can pull this out in one pull and not have any issues. We are going to be replacing this gear, which is your first gear, with this upgraded Bradenton first gear, and I believe this is a 41 tooth. I don't know what stock is, to be honest with you, but that is the upgrade that we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking this transmission apart, replacing this first gear, putting it back together.
What's up, guys? So the 2018 GSX-R1000 that we are prepping for FL2K. This is honestly one of probably, I don't know, we got probably one of 10 bikes that we've been prepping, but this one actually came in pretty, I don't want to say pretty stock, but it came in as far as like the least amount of stuff done versus the other bikes. Some of the bikes are shop bikes, some of the other ones are bikes that we've already been in the process of building, or I should say setting up. And we've just been doing little things here and there as we go along. This one is actually the one that's been staying with us. We have a 10R on the dyno right now, a 2021. We are prepping our shop bike, the H2. This one, we're trying to finish up a brake line along with, we put a DME swing arm on it. We got BST wheels that we put on it. We put an intercooler kit. It is running a stage 4 supercharger gear set on it. It is intercooled. Now we are gonna run on pump gas. We were debating on switching up the fuels right before FL2K. However, honestly, it's gonna be difficult to have people follow us around, and I have to retune the bike completely, which right now on the roster, we have about 5 bikes that I need to retune before FL2K. And honestly, the bikes that I ride are pretty much always the last ones to kind of get touched. If you're a shop owner, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Here's the Gixxer so far. We got the arm on it. Right now we're actually waiting on the sprocket, on the 43 tooth sprocket. We were told that it got shipped out, but really they just made a shipping label. So what we're gonna do, because we need to actually shoot this video before Thursday when it actually is gonna get released. So right now it's Monday. We need to have the video done tonight. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna set it up. It is on a 45 rear still, and I think we're on a 17 front. So we did swap the front out. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna set this chain up. We're gonna get it set up for the length that it needs to be at. We've already done all of our airbox mods. He's got the stacks, the filter, the Sprint P08, F185. Like I said, we've done the airbox mods. He's got new plugs. We basically have prepped it. It's ready to go underneath here. We're just finishing up the chain and sprocket kit. And now again, we are running the DID ZVMX chain. It is a pound lighter than the EK3D at this length. You know, we opted to go that. It's a little bit lighter. He is, and they had it in stock, so we were able to get it. But like I said, we are gonna be on the 45 during the dyno session. We're gonna swap that out to the 43 rear tooth before we actually release it. Again, we just wanted to get it dynoed. We wanted to get it tuned. Right now, we sent Cam out to get the E85. We're gonna be tuning this on E85. And I think that's it. We got the rear brake delete, so we haven't deleted the rotor out yet. Like I said, there's gonna be some things that we're gonna finish after this video. but I did want to show you guys. So here is the brake delete kit right here. So it's going to set up kind of like this. Basically, this is how it's going to go on. That's actually going to go on the outside like this. It's going to get set up like that. Okay. So just so you guys have an idea, it's going to get set up like this. And then that spacer is going to go in here like so. And then this goes in, this is going to go in here like this. Okay. So because we're going to delete this whole caliper out, and we're going to take this rotor off. So I like running the right side rotor because that's the side the speed sensor is on. So kind of makes sense to me to run the right brake, not the left brake, since you're going to retain the speed sensor. So anyway, that's the bike in a gist right now. We wanted to give you guys an update while we're going through it. It also has the Robinson first gear in this one. We did the ABS delete. Now we opted to keep this for right now. We could not get the actual sensor delete in time for FL2K. They're running a little bit behind. So we didn't want them to trip an ABS light. And so that's what we opted for, is just to plug it back in and take the pump mechanism out. So Lewis has got to do some stuff now on the H2. We're getting ready to bleed the brakes on the H2. It's gonna get loud. So we'll update you guys once it gets on the dyno, okay? All right, guys, so it's been a very, very long day here at the shop. You know, we've been kind of doing updates as we go along. We got the bike back on the dyno. We literally just pumped the E85 into it. So we took all the pump gas out of it. We pumped it full of E85. And so right now what I'm doing is I'm making a whole brand new map for E85. Now, when you switch from pump gas to E85, you are going from a gasoline-based fuel to an alcohol-based fuel. Their burning properties, basically the evaporative properties, are different with E85 versus gasoline, meaning the fuel literally evaporates faster than gasoline. So with that being said, as we're spraying the fuel into the combustion chamber, we need a lot more of it versus gasoline in order to ignite that fuel. So the trade-off is basically you have to create a whole brand new map from scratch. It requires a ton of fuel, or a ton of additional fuel, if you will, over a regular pump gas in order to get your air fuel ratios back to where they need to be. Now, with that being said, I lost a lot of my maps a while ago. I don't have an E85 base map for this bike, so I'm kind of winging it on this one, all right? So typically what you might read online is, oh, if you go E85, you need to add 25% or 30% over what the, like a gasoline map may be. No, not really. Yes and no. Some parts, yeah, you know, depending on your load, yes. Other parts, hell no, you need way more than 30%. Some even needs less than 30% or 25%, whatever you're kind of scaling it at for your VE tables. It just, what matters is basically getting it right. So this is going to be a rough base map, if you will, just to get the bike kind of up and running. And we'll analyze some numbers and we'll just kind of get a gauge as far as how the bike's going to perform. Like I said, we do have it on the 45 rear sprocket as of now. We got the ZVMX chain on it. We are going to swap that rear sprocket when the 43 comes in. So needless to say, there are some things that we still need to finish. We do need to finish pulling the front rotor off. We haven't finished with the brake delete yet. I mean, it's done. It's just there's some minor little details that we need to do before the bike hits the streets and before we get it ready for FL2K. It's 7 o'clock. I've got, you know, we've got a pretty decent night ahead of us. Again, we're still prepping. FL2K prep is in full effect right now. You gotta love it. Late nights, early mornings. So needless to say, we're gonna get some numbers up here. It's a decent day. Hopefully we see something halfway decent as far as numbers go. We'll see. The other thing we realized, I apologize, I did not notate this earlier. The other thing we came to realize on the bike, he already had a set of Carbon Smith velocity stacks, and he also already had a Sprint POA air filter. So pair that with the Flash, and that tune wasn't horrible. It was running a little rich that we saw and we analyzed. So you pair that with the stack and the air filter, and again, he already had a 520 chain and sprocket. He also already had the aluminum sprocket on top of that. This is Vortex aluminum. So we're reusing his 45 rear sprocket. So he already had some goodies in the bike. which in one sense kind of sucks because we wanted to show you a drastic comparison as if you came in with a stock bike and you did have the full exhaust already, but it's okay. We're gonna work through it, and again, at least you could see the comparison versus a stretched bike, and you can see what a stretched bike will do. At the end of the day, we're just gonna compare before and afters, so therefore you can see kind of how the bike came in versus how it's leaving. All right, guys, we are done with the dyno session. It is pretty late. It's about 9 p.m. right now. It's late for me. I'm old. So here are the final numbers. We wanted to go over it, and I know I've said it. I'm going to sound like a broken record. Keep this in mind. We have swapped the fuel over to E85. We did do some airbox mods, and we also stretched the bike. So we have some things that are gaining power in the power band, and then we have some things that also take away power in the power band. So keep that in mind with all of this being said. So here we are. Here we are. These are the final numbers. We so the Gixxer came in making 174, almost a 175 wheel with 76 foot-pounds of torque, which is going to be the red line. Okay. Now the power band carried pretty well. It pretty much plateaued. It flatlined all the way to peak. They did have it revving pretty high, about 14,700 RPM from what we saw in the ECU. To me, that's a little high. So we dropped it down to about 14.4 range, and we called it there. So our final number with the E85 tune is 182, almost 183 wheel horsepower with 82 foot-pounds of torque. So if we look at some of the differences here, if we take top end, let's say 13,500 RPM, he was making 174. That was about his peak, roughly. And now we're at 182. So good solid gain of about 8 wheel horsepower. We'll pick a little midpoint here with a big jump. So 9,500 RPM, he was at 139 wheel. Now we're basically at 150. We could round up 0.07. I would say we would round up on that. So we're talking about gains of about 10 wheel, 11 wheel horsepower. That's actually pretty substantial. Like that right there. Yeah, I mean that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm actually pretty proud of that. That's a really good gain. Like that's honestly what I was really kind of hoping for with the little mods that we have done. So yeah, we have tons of bikes that are sitting in the shop. There's even bikes in the back corner over here that you guys can't even see. Like it's just to give you an example. Yeah, we have a bunch of bikes that we're trying to prep. There's several events going on. There's a road course event that we're helping people prep for. There's FL2K that we're prepping for our personal bikes, along with other customer bikes, and there's also there's a half-mile event that we're trying to prep for. We got bikes in here that we're prepping that for. So we have a lot going on, and there's really not a lot of us here at the shop. Okay, this isn't a large shop. We're actually a pretty small shop, so we're trying to make.
We got like 10,000 employees.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We're Microsoft.
Big warehouse.
Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Tell us what you think about the power numbers. You know, I saw we had a comment on there. A guy from Europe was saying that they usually see 190s. That's pretty high considering what we see normally here in the States, at least from what I've seen on legitimate dynos, or I shouldn't say legitimate dynos, I should say like DynoJet dynos, the newer ones on a WinPep 8. Those we normally see in the 170s, 180s, with some race gas, stock wheelbase. We will see the 190s. We've made a few that were in the mid 190s to high 190s, but those were also stock wheelbase. We've also made in the 200s with some motor work. Obviously, it just depends on what all you have done. All of it is relative, okay? You always want to take the before and the after and compare the two, okay? You want to see your rate of change. That's where the knowledge is.
The difference in the two numbers.
Yes, don't get caught up in the final numbers. I can't stress that enough. I get tired of seeing people talk about it. Like, yes, I get it. Your boy, his cousin's mother, sister's brother's friend made 220 wheel on Pumpcat. We don't, who cares? Look at the before and look at the after.
We can do the whole, how with my bike it made, what, 194?
197.
197, and there was a bike that I raced before I even got stretched, I was making 206, and I was getting them.
Yes. So, and we've seen that, okay? Even local dynos in Florida.
Don't matter.
Yeah, we've heard it all. Like, I could tell you numerous stories. Well, in fact, we'll have a shop talk about the numbers. But we do have several clients, you know, several shop friends and whatnot that we all have numbers. And right now we're still kind of dealing with summer, fall conditions. We're still like in the 40s and 50% humidity. Some days are still in the 60% humidity range. And we're still dealing with a lot of heat, okay? Even tonight, I think tonight we were dynoing at like 89 degrees with 48% humidity, you know, and we're in October, so it's still not very favorable conditions. Trust me, this isn't that great of a condition. So keep that in mind, guys. As the weather gets cooler, as the humidity drops, the numbers are going to rise. We will prove that on this channel. You will see that. We have the data, and we'll keep showing you the data. And we'll keep you guys updated and informed with stuff like that.
You can't handle the truth.
Exactly. A lot of people are pissed that we're doing this kind of stuff because we're literally exposing a lot of things that some tuners either A, don't know about, or B, don't want you to know about. Yep. What we will do, and maybe we'll throw it in with another video, we will show the final look, the final stance and stuff like that. I'm probably going to post it as a YouTube short, not like a full video.
To the YouTube shorts.
Yeah, if you guys can, if you follow the channel, follow the YouTube shorts. I know I haven't been very consistent with it, but I do plan on posting a lot more YouTube shorts. And I'm gonna try to keep it relative. Things happen at such a fast pace here that we are go all day long, every day. It's usually very action packed. So it's pretty difficult to keep up with this. It's literally a job in itself. But I will try to do my best with the YouTube shorts. And yeah, aside from that, we have a couple of really cool videos coming out. We have we got the Turbo 14R. We're gonna update everybody on that. Lewis's bike, he's got a 21 ZX-10R. We have done, well, Lewis primarily has done a ton of work to it since we originally tuned it about a year ago now. And the bike has totally transformed, and that bike is gonna be a pretty quick bike. When we're getting ready to do some engine work to that here very soon. So very excited for Lewis and for the future of that bike. But anyway, we have a few bikes coming out. We have an HP4 that we got going on that we're gonna tune, so we're gonna show you guys some numbers on the BMWs. Yep, that one's in the corner over there. We got a ZH2 that's gonna get a stage 3 supercharger gearing kit. Oh, that's going on soon.
That thing's gonna be rowdy.
Yep, and it's intercooled, so we don't have to worry about pulling the power out of that thing. I love it. But yeah, we have a few videos. We have a couple of cool bikes that we're going to be showing up, and we have a couple of YouTube shorts that we're going to be posting on some cool bikes. So guys, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate the support. We really love you guys. Leave some comments. We love it. Even if they're controversy, even if you're hating, leave a comment. We love it.
Tell me my bike is poo.
Yeah, tell us the bikes suck. We don't care. I'm just kidding. No, but anyway, no, leave us some comments. Leave us some love. We really appreciate you guys. Yeah, I think that's it. It's late.
Just let us know.
We need to go home. We're tired.
Like to see videos on. That's about it.
Yeah, and call us. Call the shop 727-256-0001 if you guys want to see your bike featured on the channel. We've already had a few messages about it, so we are going to be a little picky choosy because we only have so much time between all the other bikes we got going on. So anyway, if you could call us, let us know. We'll see you guys on another episode.
Peace.